Hello everybody, it's Amiga Rob here with a slightly stuffy nose, and today we're going to be looking at Amiga Format Coverdisk number 21, which was from April 1991, and the featured demo game was Moonshire Racers, which was not the greatest game ever when it came out, but we're going to give it a look. I think this issue focused on graphics and stuff. Just having a look. Got the front of it up. I did own this Amiga format, but got chucked on a tip. Yeah. At last, you can create your own masterpieces with our graphics special. There's a few graphics related things on this disc, but yeah, notice that it says it's called Hillbilly Moonshine Racers, and I think they got rid of the Hillbilly before it was published. It's not on the label on the cover disc. I do still have the actual physical cover disc, but I've downloaded this one from the Amiga magazine rack for ease of loading into the emulator, which is ease of capture, because doing things easy is the way I prefer to do it. I'll do the voices. Hi, Mike. Watching out for Fat Sam the Sheriff is a full-time job.
I'm Mike's cousin Billy Joe. Watch me put the pedal to the metal to get that moonshine to Tucker's bar. Shop, yo guys, I Mike's dog Scraps. I sure hate that Fat Sam and his
Mutt, Hut.
Well, I'm Tucker, the moonshine boss, and I'll give the best rate going for any moonshine coming my way.
So that gives you the picture, I guess. Who's this?
I'm known as Fat Sam the Sheriff. Don't mess with the moonshine, boy.
Hi, I'm Peculiar. I keep my dad the sheriff in touch about any trouble brewing.
Oh, hello.
I'm Rummo, the sheriff's dog. I eat moonshiners for breakfast.
I might have to bleep that out, seeing as we can't say things like that about dogs. Alright, here we go.
Excuse me. Quit feeding that darn mark, Billy Joe, and let's get going.
God, this is really sluggish. Right, you have to push forwards to accelerate, which is a bit of a problem with the pad. Push up to accelerate even. Well, this is turgid. This is so slow. And why have they got all these things in the road?
I'm looking on the wrong road.
Oh, here he comes, the police car. Alright. God, this is so slow.
The boys are just in front of you, Pa.
This is unbearable. Oh, no, there's fire coming out the front. That's it, all over.
Give in, Billy Joe. I sure was high off the road. Yeah.
Oh, well, it's... How come you're no good at delivering? Alright, is it forward and fire to... Ah, it must be forward and fire. I don't get this. It's going... This is so ah, wait a minute. I think you press fire to switch into the low or high gear. So you start off in low, and then you can put it up to it. God, this is awful. And conked out again. Crash once more and you'll be fired. Huh? Yeah, this is awful. The music's pretty cool though. I remember the music. But you play this demo and you'd realise that you don't want to buy the game. I'm pretty sure the car just disappeared then. Oh, I see why the temperature goes up. It's when you're running in the wrong gear. This is pretty cool actually. The music. That's the best thing about this. With the moonshine, this is pretty cool. This is so slow though. The engine is looking a bit hot. I need to switch it to. What do I need? Stop? Just let it drop down a bit. It's slowly dropping down. Is this what you do? Just sit there waiting for it to go down? It does seem to be dropping down a bit now. Not much of a racing game when you... Oh, it's when you bash into things. Is he gonna get me or what? Hang on, what's this? Am I supposed to go? I'm just gonna sit here and let the... Yeah, that police car doesn't actually try and catch you, it's just there for show, so you can just sit here and wait for the fuel, or whatever is that temperature gauge to go down. And for some reason when you bump into things, your temperature goes up. Ah, what happened there? Well, look, you have March for a Millennium. Well, I think I'd skip that to be honest, because it's utter rubbish. Alright, okay. I'll give it one more go, see if we... How they thought that demo was gonna sell this game, I don't know. It's so slow. It's horrible to stay. I mean, particularly it's horrible with a pad, but... Personally think it would make more sense to have a fire button for accelerate and the up to switch the gears up. There's just no peril here, but again, they might have fixed it in the full game. I think I have played the full game. And this scrolling floor is terrible. No sound effects. And this was due out in March, so it was already released. Well, yes, this magazine would have come out in March. Oh, I see, he just bashes you for a bit to try and get your thing. Just let the fuel go down. Sorry, the temperature go down, and then off we go! Wee-haw! Woohoo! Come and catch me if you can! You clown! Gosh darn it, I hate you motor car vehicles. Off we go! And we've explodified! Let's have a look what else is on this disc. Right, so we need workbench. And I'm using workbench 1.33 at the minute. I've been trying to remember if it was Workbench 1.3.2 or 1.3.4 I had that came with my Amiga 500 Screen Gems pack. I guess it was completely random which one it was. Minor revisions between them. I'll have to look up Moonshire Racers. Oh, this cold is horrible. I've got a really itchy nose, but luckily I'm not in vision. Don't forget to subscribe, by the way, or like this video if you're watching it and liking it or enjoying it, because it does make a difference on the old algorithm thing. I'm trying to get picked up on the algorithm. I've got 59 subscribers as I do this, and I'm really hoping I can get 100 in the next few weeks. Means you can start to be taken seriously. Right, here we go. Coverdisk 21. Hello there, Coverdisk 21. What have we got on here? It's a Hyperbook demo, I see. Is that it? I was sure there was more than that on there. Right, anyway. What's that demo? Please tell me that's not Moonshire Racers, is it? Oh, you got Hyperbook. Oh, we'll just do Hyperbook first then, shall we? Probably could have done with assigning a bit more memory to this machine, but not DIRA. Oh dear me. It's not DFO either, it's DF1. Yeah, because I'm now looking at the workbench. Demo, I see, that must be a coding demo. And tv.anim. This was not the most inspiring of months, was it? Okay, let's have a look at Hyperbook then. Hang on, install me. Oh, maybe I've never even bothered trying this. Install to a hard. Oh, maybe this is. Ah, okay, I might never have tried this. It has to go into a hard. Oh, no, or a separate floppy disk. Work with. No spaces in it, blah blah blah. Maybe this is the first disk that's maybe this is the first disk that used one of these type of installers. Right, okay, so what I'll do then, I'll inject that, eject, and we're going to create, oops, I'm going to create a blank floppy. Hyper demo, and okay, so I've just stuck a blank floppy in here. Let's see what happens. It might start asking for the workbench disk. Yep, oh, what a surprise. Okay, so we can do a bit of disk swap in here. This is going to be fun. Put workbench 1.3 in. Oh great, wonderful. I can see this being just... Oh. It's no wonder so many discs got obliterated on the Amiga when you're having to swap things so much. Oh, this is nuts. Okay, what I'll do then, I'll just stick 1.3 back in there. Oh, I'm really bunged up. I got that itchy thing going on my nose. It's driving me mad. Insert volume work. I don't know. What? Alright, well if I call that floppy disk work, that might... just rename that to work. I didn't remember it saying that in the manual thing, but less work is the hard disk, isn't it? Probably. Well, we'll see what happens. I'll replace Coverdisk 21. I don't think there's really that many systems that had these kind of requesters that brought up ask for floppy disks like this. Certainly not on ones that multitask like they did on the Amiga. This could well go on forever. Doesn't help that I've actually lost the disk here now. Okay, it's doing quite a bit of reading there. Oh, extracted. Compressed with zoo by the looks of it. Oh dear. Get some fresh air, I think. Oh, this is taking forever. This is the 2 floppy disk system I've got it set up, so this is taking ages. Forget how slow a 7 megahertz machine was operating off of disks, decompressing things. It's probably one of the reasons why the Amiga was so clever to come with the RAM disk as a built-in piece of software. That's Hyperbook extracted, Hyperbook demo, Hyperbook demo.info, click me extracted. Is this extracting this straight to a disk or to memory is the next question. I can't remember what disks I've got inserted. Must be to disk. Some pictures. Bench back. Probably because it's lifting all of the scripts it's using off of all the commands for each one is probably sitting on Workbench, all the basic script operations. Oh, there you go. Yeah, it needed it to close Icon X. Right, so click work. Go down, Hyperbook demo. Click me first. Oh, this looks vaguely familiar. I think I must have I must have bothered. Let's see what we get when we do a click me first. Oh, icon X. Is this about to extract something else again? What did that do then? I'd like to know what that did, so I'm going to it's df1 hyperbook underscore demo click. Let's have a look, see what it does, that funny looking script. Right, okay, that's straightforward. It just assigns a volume name to the directory wherever it's been installed, so it doesn't make any changes to your disk. Okay. Coming out of Ed. This version of Ed crushes Workbench 2, by the way, and above. 2.0 and above. Right then. Even Hyperbook runs a script. I'd like to know what that is doing. Because if that's the case, why wouldn't you just put whatever assign you need into that? Into that script. Okay, we'll have a look. Hyperbook. Oh, right, so okay. Oh, right, okay, we're in it now. So, fully function. Yeah, I do remember this. Gold Disk Inc.'s new freeform personal information program. Manager Hyper. Good point, because I've not actually really thought about what this does yet. And this looks very Atari ST to me. You look at a sample Hyperbook. You can create one of Hyperbook very easily without laying. So what we're talking about here is something that this is basically near the beginnings of hypertext kind of markup type language that went on to become the web, HTML and all that kind of stuff. So there were some systems that allowed you to have contextual links and all that kind of caper, and that's what we got here. So I'll just read it. Hyperbook is a general purpose multimedia tool that lets you store and organize text and graphics in any format. Your computerized hyperbooks can range from a few pages of informal text or graphics to a complex, highly structured database application. So I mean, they're even talking about this as if it's a database rather than a document. Notes button, finishing drawings, lists. And this concept was, it was quite a new thing and quite an exciting thing, and people hadn't really considered. I mean, the idea, I guess, was that this would be, at the time, maybe CDs would be the storage medium, and we'd be talking about things that are distributed and created by third parties, I guess, rather than individuals. Yet, just within a few years, the medium was the internet, and the platform was the World Wide Web, and the format was HTML. Does HTML stand for hypertext in HTML? I think it does. Isn't it a hypertext markup language or something? Let's see. I forget what the abbreviation is. HTML. Yeah, hypertext markup language. Yeah, so this concept of this word hyper, the concept of hypertext is quite interesting. And we are looking at the sort of beginnings of the internet of the World Wide Web with this kind of application. I think the web was already in existence at this time. It was just around this time. Um, and you can see, I mean, it says you can run AREX scripts, which were macros that the Amiga used. You could talk between applications, and a really powerful system, um, which was bundled with Workbench 2 onwards. Critical books with just a few mouse moves. Yeah, it was quite good that you could do these things without having programming knowledge. So, okay, so I've seen this. Now what else can I do here? Okay, so this is just an intro text. This isn't actually the Hyperbook, so here we are, the book. So I've read, I clicked that and it brought up documents, so let's see more of it in action. I click on the hand to find it. Now there was something like this that came with some Amigas called the very first, which is, it actually was sort of this kind of presentation style. In fact, I should do a video on the very first. I'm going to do that, I think. A Hyperbook is a presentation tool, a storybook, a scrapbook, a database, a logbook, a teaching tool. Kind of objects you can put on a page, drawings, pictures, notes. Oh, drawings are graphics at notebook that you create directly on the page of individual shapes. Yeah, so they're like vector graphics. It can be reshaped and scaled. Kind of you put on the page. Pictures are going to be. Oh, there's a little copyright thing there. I wonder if they get away with that now. Doubt they would. Pictures are bitmap graphics. Regular IFFF format. IFF was the standard Amiga file format, and ILBM was the actual graphics format. And also sound was stored in an IFF format, IFF SVX, I believe. But it was a standard type of file format. I guess like a wrapper, really. But we'd have now one of the many concepts that were taken from the Amiga and applied to general stuff in the computer world. In Xanadu did stately pleasure. Okay. Notes. Notes are boxes of any size that contain text. In any part of the text, you go, oh, well, it's quite versatile. Again, there's nothing, I mean, apart from the support for actual drawings, there's nothing radically different from HTML, although it is quite different from standard hypertext. Lists, items like LaTeX you can click on, you can actions, okay, yeah, so you could do quite a lot with this. And it shows some commands up here. So in theory, oh look, you got some menus up here with tons of stuff in. In theory, you could set up quite a lot of tasks. I mean, and if you can talk to AREX, I guess you could potentially use it to control external automation and stuff. Not that I think anyone ever did that. But if you've got the ability to run these aren't active, but CI page, command, okay. Tell me more. Toolbar contains number of tools. Ordinary messages like click here to go to the next one. Yeah, so you can just go through the structure of it, or you can click and it'll take you to. Alright, I'd actually click the one that he wants me to do. if you click on the expand toolbar button, something interesting happens. The toolbar changes into a larger panel, many more tools in it. Most of these additional tools are concerned with creating new objects. The exceptions are the group tool and the edit tool, which we'll discuss further on the next page. Okay. Well, these quite nicely presented as well. So far we looked at the edit tool. Oops. The edit tool allows you to modify or delete objects that you have created with various. You'll notice that as the pointer passes over different objects on the page, an outline appears around each. This outline defines the true world of a given object, allows you to support invisible objects. Click on an object instantly, a window appears around the object with standard workbench depths, dragging and sizing edges. You can use this moving objects around the page, in front or behind of another object, and to make objects larger or smaller. Okay, so you've got basic editing tools. So I mean, this is very much a what you see is what you get system, and actually that's better than what we had with HTML. I mean, it's not. I guess HTML, it wouldn't have been impossible that that it could have been a system more like this, and it might have worked out better. And probably part of the reason that it never worked out that way is because other machines didn't have the capability. At the time, I mean, at the time this came out, not all PCs even had VGA, let alone Super VGA resolutions. The Amiga was one of the highest resolution machines around, or capable of the highest resolutions, particularly ECS, that could do super productivity and all that kind of stuff. It's interesting though, there's a lot of menus here. Create page. Can I create a page? Let's try it. I've got a page here. Commands. Find object. What does that do? Table of contents. Don't want that. Ah, there we go. Right. Let's say it's better. What's that one do? I've already done that one. What's that one? A bin window. Oh right, so I can get rid of that with that. Okay. Let's draw. This is pretty cool. Now, could you imagine if the Amiga had done what it was meant to do, and things had gone the way they should have? It wouldn't have been impossible that this could have been used as the basis of what HTML became. Although I expect the files are a bit too big. But it could have happened, you know, rather than... Having said that, Amiga had the Amiga Guide format, which came out in '93, which probably would have been better for online. And I guess that's the thing. HTML was a bridge between standard BBS style text, ANSI text, and this kind of thing. The bandwidth from memory wasn't really there to do that. Whereas an HTML had with that basic text format with bits that have been bolted onto it, it sort of held it back in some ways, because you have to be a genius really to understand how it all works together and how the coding and everything works. But it was operating within those limits, so there's an onus on decoding to get the outcome. Whereas with what we're looking at here, you get a very similar outcome every time you use it. There's little interpretation here. You've got a single interpreter, but interesting to see this operating over a internet system though. Would like to have seen it. Okay, that's cool. So we've done a picture there. So I think I've had enough of this. So quids, yes. Let's have a look what else is on this disc. Scooby Dooby Doo. D-R-R-D-O-O. Oh no, that's the workbench disc, isn't it? Control D, isn't it? Oh no. D-R-R. Oh, my nose. Oh no, I've still got that. I forgot I got the wrong disc in. F21. Okay. These we get. Right. Oh yeah, demo. Right. I think that's a demo of some kind of coding thing that they were doing in that particular issue of Amiga Formats. Let's see what it does. Hopefully it doesn't crash anything. Oh, I sort of remember this. So I've got my joystick here and I'm controlling it. If I remember correctly, there was an article in this magazine about making games. I think it had quite an impact on me. I ended up getting Amos on the basis of it, if I remember correctly. I don't know what this is meant to be, some kind of fire or something. Simple sprite demo. That is a simple sprite. Okay, well that was interesting. And then we got this TV.anim. Now, is there an animation player on that disc? I suspect not. No. And I don't have an animation player on this version of Workbench, so what I'm going to do is reboot in 3.1. Let's fire him up. Make sure we've got those floppies in the virtual drive. This is going to be a bit of a big jarring jump from Workbench 1.3 to 3.1. If it boots, which it may not. Well, still booting. Here we go. Right. I've got 130 meg set up on this, so go and the new Topaz was a much nicer font. They did a really good job tidying up the fonts in Workbench 3.1. Now, can I play this with multi-view? Is the next question. I'm pretty sure you can play animations with multi-viewer. I could be wrong. Of course, you can play animations with multi-view. Just not very well by the looks of it. There we go. I don't think I've ever played. Cancel. That's fine. I remember this animation. It's not too bad. Apart from the whole TV disappearing. Oh, I guess they've left the last few frames with all the components. That's what I'm seeing, isn't it? Okay, one more time then. That's not too bad. It's quite an interesting little animation. Quit out of that. Oh, well, that managed to crash the whole of WinUAE. I did want to see. I did just want to have a real quick look and see how big that animation was on disk. Alright, so we'll boot it up again. Just curious to see how much was crammed into that. How much was crammed into that disk? So let's see. That's 129K 342 bytes, so yeah. About 130K. That's not too bad. They've done quite a good job there. It's quite a lot in there. Must have some form of run length compression, I guess. Cool, well that is Amiga Format Coverdisk 21, which was released in April 1991, which was 27 years ago, just about. I guess it came out in March actually, because the dates are always a month ahead of the month it comes out. So thanks for watching. If you've enjoyed this, please go ahead and feel free to subscribe, or like if you're already subscribed, and if you're not subscribed also you can like as well. I'm not going to stop you, but thanks for watching. Watch out, I'm going to do more videos on Amiga Format cover discs, and I'm going to do a few other magazines cover discs as well. But until next time, thanks for watching, take care, and I'll catch you all later.